So today we're going to be doing a cook with me, something that I'm going to try to start implementing, and I'm going to call it Sunday supper. So it will be usually, as of now anyways, the plan is something that I make for dinner on Sunday, so Sunday supper. Just something that we've never had before, or in this case, something that it's been a super long time since we had, and sharing that with you guys, and we'll let you know how it is and whatnot. Cooking videos are just easier for me. They just give me a focus, I guess. So that's what we're going to be doing for a little while anyways. I just really want to pick back up and get back into recording more, and making cooking videos is something that I really enjoy and something that you all seem to enjoy. So that's what we're going to do today. Today's dinner we are doing, I haven't fully decided on the sides. I know that we're going to have some sort of vegetable and some sort of carb. I'm thinking mashed potatoes for the carb, the potatoes, which the meal will have carbs in it. We're making Crescent chicken rolls, so it'll have some carbs in it. We'll see for the sides, but I think I'm gonna do mashed potatoes and maybe some corn, because it just seems like the added sweetness of the corn will be good with it. We'll see when we get there, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. I just figured we would jump in here and let you know what's going on in case you missed the grocery haul that spoke about this. I kind of covered it in the last grocery haul. No, it was the one before this, I think. One before this grocery haul. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get you started. Disclaimer, in case you are new here, I rarely follow a recipe to a T, so I will have the original recipe linked down below. Go ahead and flip you around and get started. I hope you enjoy it. If you're not part of our family and you enjoy stuff like this, make sure you subscribe down below. We would love to have you. But let's go ahead and get to cooking. Okay, friends, so the recipe that we're making today calls for cooked chicken, and you can just do it however the chicken. But I figured this would be easier for me. That way it's done whenever I'm just ready to do it. I even thought about grabbing a rotisserie chicken and doing that. That would be, you know, super fast. But I got just 2 large chicken breasts. I'm going to put some of this nature seasoning on it and just put them in the crock pot. Let them cook low and slow all day, so that then when I'm ready to finish it up and make it, can't touch my stuff. That way when I'm ready to throw it together, the chicken is done, because it's a pretty simple recipe, but just baking the chicken's the long part. Put a little bit more seasoning on it, and I'm going to add salt or pepper or anything, because the nature seasoning has quite a bit of those. All right, so I know y'all heard all that noise in the background. John is out here going at it again. It's been a lot. One thing led to another, and here we are. So he's doing this while I was getting the crock pot ready, and then we're gonna go run some errands, and when we get back, well, there's more. So this is after the chicken cooked about probably 4 hours. It actually cooked a little bit longer than it should have. I turned it on low, but then I guess we was gone longer than I anticipated. I'm not sure. I should have used the crock pot that has the timer on it, but this one's smaller and it just fit my chicken better. But I definitely prefer my crock pot with the timer, the beautiful one by Drew Barrymore or whatever. Anyways, it still worked out just fine. I'm just getting it out here and gonna shred it all up, and then we're gonna move on to the next steps. Doing the chicken in the crock pot or doing a rotisserie chicken like I mentioned earlier definitely makes this a super simple meal, because you don't have to sit around and wait on, not that it's trouble baking chicken, y'all know this, but it just takes the mind work out of it, I guess, because, you know, cooking the meat is often the hardest and longest part for things, especially if it's chicken and it has to bake a while and whatnot. So we're just shredding it up. The top layer did get a little crispy, as you can see, but I'm just cutting it up into smaller pieces. We are going to bake it with some cheese. So I didn't know of anybody complaining that any chicken was too hard or anything, so it wasn't like super bad or anything. Everybody ate it and nobody complained. So John ended up, this is where we got this evening. The plan was to leave these trees. We was tedious back and forth, not tedious. We was teetering back and forth if we wanted to keep them or let them go, because of the vision that John has for this part of the yard. We had decided that we was going to keep them. However, he got a little distracted, I guess, or just carried away when he was working in the yard and ended up cutting off some of the roots. And once he cut off a few, he just decided the tree could go. It was fine. So we ended up cutting down, he ended up cutting this down and going ahead and getting it out of the way, the one back there. We're thinking about getting rid of it too. We'll see eventually. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought I would include this because it was part of it, and I thought there would be some people that would enjoy seeing it. You had it tied to the truck and the skid steer, didn't you?
Yeah. Don't, in this case, never do that on it. Because that can't keep it, they don't stop it off from falling this way. Guys, look at this, guys. You see we got this much on this side? On this, you don't want your tree to fall that way at all. You have it thick right here. This is thin.
All right, so back in the house we go. He came in and got something, so I knew he was cutting down that tree and I wanted to jump out there and get some footage. I started on the back porch, but the tree was leaning a bit toward the house, and I know that John is really good at what he does. He had it tied to the truck pulling it up the hill, as well as the skid steer pulling it like up the hill, but also to the corner. So he had it pulling away from the house, and I wasn't super concerned about it falling on the house. But you know, things happen, accidents happen, things you can't fully control even if you try to. So on that back porch, if the tree would have fell, it would have hit that porch, and it was no thank you, anxiety, can't handle that. So I started on the back porch, and then I ran around and got on the front porch, because if the tree did fall on the house that way, it wouldn't have fell on the porch that I was standing on. So I ran around and got footage from the front. Lily was out at the tree house, and she recorded the little vertical part that I included for you guys. So he got that done. I got back in the house and got finished up, or got started finishing dinner. I can't speak. The chicken you mixed with mozzarella cheese, and then you put a sauce over it. You'll see it. The picture, Facebook, I've realized the pictures they use often don't depict or aren't even the same thing that the recipe calls for, because this one, it looked like the sauce was inside of it. Even in the pictures, the sauce is on the outside. And I made something else that you'll see later on in a different video, but I just looked at the picture and wrote down everything that I needed that it said, and just what the picture looked like it needed, you know? Just my mind wasn't putting the two things together, and ended up, I bought stuff, specifically M&Ms, that I didn't even need because the recipe called for no M&Ms. It's wild. Anyways, it still tasted good. You'll see that maybe in the next video that I share, but we're getting this ready. The chicken, you just mix it with some seasonings and some mozzarella cheese. I bought the big Crescent rolls because I was going to double batch it and make 16 of them. And if the whole family was eating like a full meal of this, I would have needed 16 of them. Things worked out kind of weird this way. This day we had ran some errands, so we had grabbed a midday lunch. It wasn't quite, it might have been even around lunchtime. I think it was a little bit later. Anyways, it don't matter. We had eaten lunch not too long before this, and Jonathan had worked this day, so they was coming straight from him getting off work to coming to the house, so I knew that he would be hungry. So as soon as I got home and knew that, you know, it wouldn't be long till he headed this way, I went ahead and started cooking, because like I said, I knew that he would be hungry and I wanted to be able to feed him. So I only done 8. However, my Crescent rolls was funky. Like, they cooked up just fine, but they was like almost shredded to a point. I don't know if it was manufacturing issue, or I told Lily maybe they froze and thawed out or something. I don't know. But see, they just like was super shreddy. We made them work, and once they baked up, you couldn't tell any issues with them, but they was a little funky to begin with. Alright, so for this, I went ahead and cooked my crescent rolls for, I can't even remember now, I should have wrote it down. I think maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes sounds about right. Just because I was worried about them being a little gooey, and we have texture issues in this house sometimes. So I cooked them for like 5 minutes, and then when I put the sauce in, I didn't pour it directly over top of them. I just like filled in the gaps with it, and then I cooked it for the directed time that it says. And they came out really good. The only thing, however, I would have changed, and Jonathan even pointed it out that it needed more of, was the sauce. So if I make them again, and I will make them again, I even thought about making them again today after watching this, because I still have some stuff. When I make them again, I will probably double the sauce that they go in, just so that it has more sauce to pour over top of it. I'm also going to add some carrots and peas inside of it, because it tastes a lot like a pot pie, and everybody really liked it. Wendy really liked it. She said that it was, I'm going to insert the word because it's too embarrassing to say. Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. We love you. We'll see you next time. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Bye, friends.